have only one. And I'm satisfied with that one. And she's a beautiful and loving woman. I also want my children to do well. So, distinguished Senator Natasha, I want to apologize to you.
There is not even the bone of contention. Akpabio is in serious trouble at the moment because the phone of Akpabio actually got crashed 3 hours after. You know, a lot of things is finally happening to Akpabio based on Natasha. Everything is actually coming from Natasha. Akpabio is facing serious trouble as far as Natasha case is concerned right now. Now, Akpabio tendered an apology, yes, but this man is facing a lot at the moment. And as the fact remains, Natasha is threatening to release evidence in few hours time. So I will play you the full video. You will see things for yourself. You will see things the way it goes. So I would like guys to stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share the video as you're watching it, just do what to share it. Share it to the social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can share it, just like the video. Like it, give it a thumb up so that to be recommended for us. Just stay connected. I'll come back again.
Welcome you back to LAJUPOG TV.
I don't have bad news for you today.
The home of religious gossip.
But you should leave the fight for Mohammed.
What is happening in the Christendom? Join now. It makes sense with LAJUPOG.
Hello my great wonderful viewers, welcome back to LAJUPOG TV. For those of you coming across this channel for the very first time, just do all to click the rest association button appearing on your video screen, and at the same time click the notification bell icon so that whenever we drop a new video in few hours time, YouTube will easily let you to know. The matter of Akpabio and Natasha is finally entering another level, and Akpabio is in serious trouble at the moment. For Akpabio to come out to lodge out the complaint after the apology that he gave to Natasha, you know that this matter have already go out of hand. You know, a lot of people are saying that Akpabio is actually guilty of everything that Natasha actually said, but some people came out and they said Natasha is just trying to play on the emotion of Nigerians. That is why I have been going from one media houses to another. That is why I have been talking about the issue between her and Akpabio. But the fact remains, they said Natasha did not have an evidence that it is until she provides an evidence Akpabio will remain innocent. And a lot of people actually put their support for Natasha, while some put their support for Akpabio. But Kasala post few years ago, Akpabio phone got crashed. You know what it means for Akpabio phone to go crashed. This is a very terrible thing, and this man is actually going through a lot at the moment. And Natasha is not going down. Natasha is not relenting. She's threatening to release an evidence in few hours, and now Kasala boss, you know, the court have already issued a directive that either of Akpabio or Natasha should come out to the media or to come out to any media house or all of that to grant any interview as far as this case is concerned. This is in court. But the fact remains, a lot of Nigerians actually bashed the judiciary. They said, have Akpabio attended any interviews since this matter actually arises? Is it not only Natasha that will be attending interviews? That's to tell you that they actually wanted to silence Natasha. They don't want her to be granting any interview that she will be granting both in local and international media houses. That was what a lot of Nigerians were saying. But come and see what happened few years ago. Akpabio shed tears few years ago. So I'll play the full video. You see things the way it goes. So I would like guys to stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share the video, just do what to share it. Share it to different social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can share it, just like the video. Like it, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. You know, Nigerians are waiting patiently for Natasha to just release the evidence that she claims that she have based on this Akpabio issue. You know, the matter is already becoming boring. Even Very Dark Man actually came out few hours ago to make it known to the general public that Natasha is making the matter to be boring because a lot of Nigerians are already on ground waiting like a wolf, looking for who to devour. As far as this case is concerned, they're ready to devour Akpabio according to what Very Dark Man actually said if Natasha can release an evidence via is a voice call or whether it's a voice message or whether it's a phone call or is it SMS or all of that, that there is what Akpabio said to Araz and all of that everywhere we pause. So everybody is waiting for the evidence. Though Natasha came out, she says they have evidence in her wardrobes and the evidence are going to be released via the investigation and all of that, but everybody is waiting patiently. But looking at what is happening now, Akpabio is in serious trouble and a lot of people have been coming out to say different things as far as this case is concerned. So I'll be playing you a direct video now of what happened few hours ago. You will see things the way it goes. Listen to what this man said in the media house, and during the video you will see what Akpabio said. Akpabio shed tears moment his phone got crashed before 3 hours and all of that, and what Natasha did to this man. Just stay connected. If you can share the video, share it. If you can share it, just like it, stay connected. I'll come back again.
And to effectively contextualize what happened, because Senator Natasha gave the impression that she was suspended because she made the allegation.
Okay.
But she knew. She didn't make the allegation on the first day. But she knew that her conduct, which was devoid of decorum, was going to lead her into troubled waters. Okay. And she quickly tried to deflect attention from the
main issue,
which was the fact that the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges had been mandated to look into her case.
Okay.
She then decided to bring up the issue of sexual allegation. Now, if you are a male senator, any senator for that matter, if you refuse to sit at the where you are assigned, on a day that other people were moved and they all moved, you don't have two heads. You don't go around with two heads.
Okay.
In fact, I've not seen anybody with two heads except Siamese twins, and you can't call Siamese twins one person.
Exactly.
So, on a day that others were moved and they moved, you chose to pick offense, assuming that you are too big to be moved. And that was why I came here. I listed at least 15 senators who had been moved.
Okay.
Some of who had become governors in their states before going to the Senate. Senator Tambuwal was moved.
Okay.
He was not only governor in the state, he was Speaker of the House of Reps.
Sure.
So, how many people can be more distinguished than Senator Tambuwal? He had been, even as a young man, he was principal officer in the House of Reps during the time of Ete. At that time, he was whip of the House of Reps. At that time, Dino Melaye, not Dino Melaye, Dino Melaye was the spokesperson of the Ete leadership of the House of Reps. As distinguished as Senator Tambuwal is, he was moved. He agreed to be moved.
Okay.
And then someone got up and was raising hell over the fact that they changed their seat. There is no heart by which you can say that the Senate President moving your seat constitutes persecution or a desire to silence you, because it's just a routine to other people get moved. Other people get moved and nothing happens. So in this case, you can see how Kafila Ogbara, she didn't get a chance to speak on the day she made this allegation.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, as the leader of the Nigerian delegation, she was the one
that's supposed to speak.
You snookered her, took her time illegally, and they didn't have a chance to defend themselves on that day. They all wanted to talk. But I'm happy that another chance was provided where the Senate leadership effectively addressed those issues. And I'm happy because they do not, the leadership of IPU do not reason like some of us here. For us, everything has to be based on sentiment. And the woman said, oh, we will not take a decision until we have heard from the other side. You are not going to, if you like, shed tears, capable of filling a bucket, they will still hear from the other side. That is the impression that they gave. And we've had Senator Kafila, a very beautiful woman in her own right. That's to those who know who a beautiful woman is. A beautiful woman in her own right.
As well.
And we've seen many of them. We've seen many beautiful women in the National Assembly. We've seen Senator Gbemi Saraki, Senator Nenadi Usman, so many of them. Kairat Abdurazak. Gwadabe's wife, you know. So Ogbara, she stated the position, and you know, looking at her, you see that she's happy to express the position
of the Nigerian
Senate leadership, though she belongs to the House of Reps, representing Kosofe, you know, where our office used to be. So it's a thing of joy for me. This is what we want. Let there be fairness. Don't nail a man to the cross until you hear from him.
Both sides, exactly.
Don't do it. I see people do it every time, and a lot of times they are put to shame in the final analysis, because time, as I always say, is a gentleman. Time will show the truth. It is not usually the first person to report a case
that is the truth,
that is innocent. This is not, in the classical Nigerian way of doing things, the first person to run to the police to report a case is usually deemed as the innocent person. Meanwhile, he may have actually started the crime. So what we are saying, no one is saying, and I've repeated this a number of times, no one is saying Akpabio did not do it or is incapable of doing it. I will not sit here and be so foolish as to say no, he cannot do it. No, I won't do that. But the point that we are making is provide evidence. Don't just go about trying to, you know, play on our emotions.
Sentiments and all.
Some of us will never waste our emotions on things like this until we see
concrete evidence.
Yes, the evidence. It deserves to defend himself, and the IPU has provided him a chance to defend himself. So I'm happy, and we are still waiting. Let the matter go to court. People talk about the need for an independent which independent panel can be better than our courts. An independent panel can give make a decision that will not be binding, because it does not have legal backing. So the court still remain the best place for Natasha to go. And I've been saying this for 48 hours. Let Natasha take this matter to court. That is where she can, because you can't go before the same senator and expect that you get justice. In any case, if they serve justice, you may still say no, you are not convinced that is the true version of justice. So go to court. Take the concrete evidence that we hear people talk about. Take it before the court.
All right, Paul. First of all, what do you make of the Senate's defense on this? And also, you were not here yesterday, but I just want to have your own thoughts on this, because the IPU is not an adjudicatory body. Most of the things that come out is just, you know, recommendations. Why did she even go there?
Well, Nigeria is a member of the IPU, and well, you know, perhaps there are certain sanctions, like probably like maybe expulsion or something, or suspension that the IPU may give. I don't know their rules anyway, that the IPU may give to the Nigerian parliament. That said,
over this matter?
No, I mean normally. No, not over this matter. No, what I'm trying to say, no, not over this, normally. I'm just saying. But on this issue, the Senate said what we have said. I was not here yesterday, but I was here last week, and we discussed this particular issue. I did say that people just mix emotion with facts. You know, especially on social media. Social media is just an upgrade of newsstand. People that stand by the newsstand, jobless, high people that stand. People that I don't know how the vendors cope with them, because they will not pay, they will not buy newspapers. They will just stay there and talk and pontificate over things they don't know. So I see a lot of people on social media say all sorts. They're able to separate the issues. We watched the clip. She was told, go, it started from, my seat has been changed. Okay, you want to talk, go to your seat, you can't even be recognized. You must, Senate rule says you cannot speak from a seat that is not assigned to you. We saw it. Okay, then she said she had sexual harassment allegation, a petition. You cannot sign, in fact, remember that Akpabio had already taken it in. Accepted the petition until someone raised it and said, look, this is against Senate rules. Go get someone to sign it. Now, the issue is this. They are separate issues. Now, if you want to talk about the sanction that the ethics committee, that the Senate actually adopted. Yes. Look at where we have also said it that it's too harsh, it's too, but that's not the issue. But mixing up the fact that she flouted, she breached the rules, and people were telling, like Kafila or Bara said, ranking senators, people who have been there long before her, were talking to her. People senators from her states did not agree. Women, all the women, all the female senators did not agree with her. Now, I think Natasha is mixing things up. And when I watch what she said, at the IPU, because I watched it. Okay. I said, God, why is this woman talking like this? Because she was misrepresenting the fact, saying that she was being persecuted because she brought a sexual harassment allegation against. Like me too, like BKO said, I'm not in a position to say that Akpabio did or did not. Okay, but there are ways of getting redress. It's not by mixing things up.
Okay. Now, yes, we already know that 6 months suspension, but with this, it's like putting the nation, the Senate into ridicule. Mikhail, do you think she might get further punishment?
I don't know.
For what she's done?
I think some senators try to ask for some form of resolution of the matter.
Yes, that is, she apologized.
And it was shut down yesterday. They said no, let her finish the 6 months. Yes, suspension. And people like Senator Oshomole were of the view that if the Senate quickly put together a peace committee now, it will seem like the Senate is weak. Therefore, she should, yesterday, and the Senate, therefore, let her serve the punishment. I believe that 6 months is too harsh, and it's not the first time that I will come here to say long punishment or suspension for lawmakers is not good, because it's the constituents that get to suffer. When it happened here in Lagos, I opposed it. When Bukola Saraki suspended Nengi, I opposed it. It's the same Bukola Saraki now who is saying Senate President should step aside. Whereas when he was accused of armed robbery and of being the patron of armed robbers after the robbery, he did not step aside. We didn't see him step aside. So people suggest to others what they would not do if they were in their position. So this is Nigeria for you. We have politicized this matter. It is about the sanctity and the integrity of the upper chamber of the Nigerian legislature. It's not about Akpabio. Akpabio won't be there, whatever.
True.
Very soon, it could be gone. So, but we can't have a Senate where somebody will stand up when he is ruled out of order or she is ruled out of order, she will keep talking. We can't have that kind of...
there should be some sort of...
Even we that we are not Senate, when we are not Senate, when we do our meetings here at TVC, and the CEO says, I've heard you, you don't keep talking. That's why I find that all of us as directors we are older than her. We know that, okay, this is a position of responsibility that has been given to her. We must respect the office. It's nothing personal. It's the office. It's about the office.
It's not just the person, the office.
Yes, it's about the office. Even if it's a teenager that is put there, you must respect that person. So you cannot, if everybody keeps talking, they will lose control, and we don't want to have that. I insist that all of the men who have been suspended in that Senate, nobody went that far. Nobody.
Exactly.
Senator Ndume is a very hot-headed person, but he has never gone that far.
Absolutely. All right, gentlemen. I'm sorry. Because of our time. Okay, let's move straight to our next conversation.
Maybe you want to add something about it.
Okay.
The issue of the call for the man to excuse himself does not make sense.
So on Thursday, I had cause to refer to the Legislative House's Powers and Privileges Act 2004 and also our standing rules, where it is clearly stated that whenever a member stands up to talk, the other member must sit down and must listen in silence is a norm. And you can only speak when you are recognized. I take cognizance of the fact that each and every one of us is still learning. Even those of us that have been in the Senate for 16 years, we are still learning. So we'll do well to continue to learn. But in the course of my talking to one of my distinguished sisters that she should speak whenever she's recognized, I made reference to the fact that we are not in a nightclub where people have to shout above the noise of the music. And the social media went agog. I'm not on social media, but my wife called me that people got angry. They published her number and said people should occupy her. So she used to receive, she received over 2,000 to 3,000 phone calls a day. And then I tried to on one of my phones. I realized it was in the public. In fact, the phone crashed after about 3 hours. So I am very happy with the interest generated by Nigerians in what goes on in these chambers, because we are here to cater for their interests. And so for them to be so interested in what goes on here means that we are connecting with the people directly. And it would have been terrible if we were doing all this work and the people were not even aware of what we are doing. But the communication was totally misunderstood. Instead of taking it for the nature of what we said, that you should not shout when you are talking and not and speak when you are recognized, they went into private abuses. I don't want to say what they did to me, because what they did to me, I think I don't merit it. I was telling DSP that it's even the one they should be talking to, because in my tradition we marry only one wife. So they listed so many wives on social media. And at the end, it will look as if the Senate President had or has so many wives. When indeed, I'm reporting to my colleagues, I have only one. And I'm satisfied with that one. And she's a beautiful and loving woman. I will not intentionally denigrate any woman. I have a wife, I have 4 daughters. And I always pray that God will lift a girl child to the highest zenith in Nigeria, politically and in business. I also want my children to do well. So the same Senator Natasha, I want to apologize to you if you felt offended. If I had mentioned that we are not in the market, they will say I said you are a market woman. If I said that you were not in a nightclub where people shout above the noise of the music, they will say you went to nightclub. If I said you were not in a community meeting in the village, they will say Akpabio says Natasha is a village woman. For me, there is nothing I will say that will not be misunderstood. But the interest generated in the social media, people jumped in, shows that you have a lot of political enemies. It also shows that I do have enemies. All of us here contested elections with people. So whenever those people think that you are being brought down, they will jump up and they will say all sort of things. I noticed even some of them that could not pass through Senate screenings went into the fray and abused the Senate President, abused you and all that. I don't know how you took it, but I felt that I should tender a public apology to you over the miscommunication and the misunderstanding. So do accept my apologies, and my colleagues, for anybody who could have felt offended, I accept my apologies. I did not mean any harm, and I did not mean what they are misinterpreting in the social media. And I hope this will come to an end, and people should concentrate on things that will move this country forward and not things that will divide us.
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. You can hear everything that man said in that very video. You know, you can hear what Akpabio himself said. You know, the phone got crashed after 3 hours. That a lot of people actually call him just because they got his contact and they got this thing through Natasha, according to what Akpabio said. You know, everything is alleged though. So they call his number to the extent that the phone got crashed, and I said that it's not enough. The thing did not stop there. Now the master actually escalated to this very level. Though Akpabio apologized then, and that's obviously telling that the public call actually got Akpabio phone to actually crash. Now looking at what that man said in that very video, you know, that man said it all in TVC, and the man made it not to the general public. He said everybody is actually supporting Natasha. A lot of people did not support Akpabio. Now the man himself actually pulled his support for Akpabio in that very place just because Natasha have not provided an evidence. And the man said something that is very, very essential. He said they cannot vouch for Akpabio, that Akpabio cannot do what Natasha is actually accusing him of and all of that, the sexual harassment thing. He said he will be the last person to vouch for Akpabio, but if Natasha can provide an evidence, everywhere will be cool. And that's the same thing that very dark one came out to say a few days ago, that if only Natasha can provide an evidence, even if it is phone call, because you can't say that someone is actually harassing you sexually and all of that, and you will not do everything possible to track the person, to train the person. That's what a lot of people are saying. They believe that Natasha is smarter than that. You can't go to his office and he harass you in his office. You can't go to his house and he harass you in his house. Now, if you're planning to catch the person, there's a way you play along to the extent that it will call you on call, and by so doing you will record him and all of that. Those are smart plays by a lot of ladies in Nigeria, and a lot of people believe that Natasha should be smarter than that. You know, when you try to play along and after some time he's already feeling like you're falling victim of what he's actually proposing to you, how you will twist your waist on him and all of that, as alleged by Natasha do. You know, when the man is actually saying that you're already falling victim of all these things that he's proposing to you, he will be moved to call you on call, and by so doing you will record him, and he will not even be aware. If at all you can record in his office, there's a way you can record him by playing along after some time. So at least you should have an evidence. You can't just come out to allege and accuse someone without an evidence. Akpabio have the full right to defend himself, and he have the right to say that he did not do it since you didn't have an evidence. Even if at all if he should do it, he can still say that he did not do it. That's what is happening, because he refused to give us an evidence, and that is the evidence that a lot of people are actually asking from Natasha, that provide an evidence. Because if Natasha did not provide an evidence and Akpabio is being sanctioned, or Akpabio is being removed, or Akpabio is being punished, that shows that a lot of men in the society are in trouble, because a lot of women will actually weaponize that thing. And once they see a man that did not like his face, they can come up with a sexual harassment case in another day, and the man will not be able to defend himself. And by so doing, without evidence provided by the woman, the man can be thrown to jail and prison. So this is very, very disastrous to the society. That's why a lot of people are saying nobody is supporting Akpabio, nobody is supporting Natasha, but this matter is a matter that evidence is needed for us to buttress the real fact and all of that. That's what is happening. And you know, some people said since Natasha and Akpabio have been knifing money in the House of Assembly, they be buying SUV for themselves, they be doing all of that, they be sending prayers to their members to go and enjoy their holidays with it. They did not go against each other and all of that. But this their matter now, they bring it to the general public, and Natasha is trying to use her emotion to actually drag a lot of Nigerians into judgment to support her and all of that. That's what a lot of people are saying. That's what a lot of respected activists are actually saying. Now, what do you feel is going on? What do you think is the right thing at the comment section? Just drop your opinion. Feel free to see your mind at the comment section of this video. As far as this Natasha case is concerned, though the matter is in court, just feel free, drop your opinion, see your mind at the comment section. As I'm gonna add to that trailer for you, and share, follow me on my social media handles on Facebook at LAJUPOG Watch TV and LAJUPOG Entertainment, and on Instagram at LAJUPOG. Guess what, guys? See you in my next video. Bye for now.
I see the hot for my body, I say make I you. Religious gossip plenty day for body. Pastor with the line on top, be pastor for LAJUPOG Watch TV. Pastor with the back, where politician with the do pass himself. Corrupt leader, all the while you waiting for church. All as LAJUPOG Watch TV.